Hydrogeological exploration for groundwater. When groundwater exploration is planned in any given area, the nature of work to be carried out and its magnitude depend upon several factors, including the purpose for which groundwater supplies are needed. The latter may be classified as domestic, industrial, and irrigational, as the quantity and quality of water required for each are different. For domestic use like drinking water and other uses, the required quantity may be estimated depending upon the population. The World Health Organization has recommended a minimum of 300 liters of water per person per day. The quality of water usable for domestic purposes should be relatively fresh. Apart from this main problem in quality, there may be areas where the groundwater may contain more than the permissible amounts of harmful substances, such as fluoride, arsenic, mercury, sulfates, etc. Sources free of such contaminants may have to be located. As regards agricultural supplies, low salinity with conductance up to 250 micromahos per centimeter at 25 degrees centigrade water can be used for irrigation of most crops, whereas medium salinity 750 to 250 micromahos per centimeter at 25 degrees centigrade water can be used for certain crops only. High salinity waters exceeding 750 to 2250 micromahos per centimeter can be used only in soils with adequate drainage, and for plants with high salt tolerance. In addition to this, the sodium absorption ratio should be less than 10 for irrigation purposes, while higher values represent a hazard. The chemical quality of industrial waters can vary widely depending upon their use. Pure waters are required for pharmaceuticals, food processing and paper industries. The mining industry and metallurgy use water of various purities for different purposes. Textiles and other processing industries demand particular qualities of water. Let us see the basic data for hydrogeological exploration. Information about the geology of the area, geomorphology, topography, rainfall, drainage, vegetation, soils, availability of surface water sources, major constructional and industrial activity, mining, reservoirs, canals, etc. should be available as basic inputs for groundwater exploration projects. In addition, the human and livestock population and their requirements should also be estimated. The planned requirements of water to be supplied from the groundwater sources should be known. Some of this information may be available with the local and state governmental, administrative bodies connected with the revenue, irrigation and groundwater departments, and geological survey departments. It may also be possible to acquire serial photographs and remote sensing data for the area in question. Apart from this, information of a specific and detailed variety may be available with universities, research institutions, etc. Where such information is not available, attempts have to be made to acquire the data. Groundwater where available would also have been put to use to different degrees, depending upon the development of the area. The degree of exploitation of groundwater should be ascertained from basic data before exploration strategies can be planned. This is necessary for various reasons, including the possible limitations on quality and quantity, sites available for exploitation, etc. Some information about geological and hydrogeological maps. The hydrogeologists should have access to, or prepare a geological map where the lithological units, and in particular the possible aquifer horizons, are mapped. An examination of the outcrops, well sections, and excavations as well as air photograph, and remote sensing data can yield the required information. Where necessary, exploratory drilling may also be carried out to provide this data. The following figures describes the differences observable between the geological map and a hydrogeological map of a given area. In geological maps, the lithology and its extent are shown together with the attitude of formations, including the deep and strike structural features like faults and folds. A hydrogeological map generally shows the distribution of particular units such as aquifers or aquitards, piezometric maps, well inventory, etc. The presence of joints, or fractures, faults are also demarcated, especially where they have a predominant direction. The positions of wells and boreholes should also be clearly marked on a hydrogeological map. Generally, such a map should also indicate the configuration of the water table. Separate maps should be prepared for water quality, isopach maps of aquifer formations, etc. Role of geomorphological and topographical maps. The development of dominant landforms caused due to erosional features and geological structure of the rocks can control occurrence of groundwater. The drainage density is obtained from topographic maps, or remote sensing provides a way of assessing the runoff and groundwater potential in an area. The total quantity of water available in a basin is given by the equation Q equals J into A power M, where Q is the measure of discharge, A is watershed area, J and M are regression constants. In addition, the amount of drainage, or drainage density, is an indicator of the permeability of surface formations. The drainage density D is given by D equals sigma L by A, where L is the length of the channels within a basin of area A. A large value of D indicates a large runoff and less infiltration. Drainage densities of the order of 1.5 km per kilometer square and less usually indicate a runoff coefficient of 0.2 or less. The runoff coefficient is expressed by the value K equals R by P, where R is runoff in centimeters and P is rainfall in centimeters. Similarly, the slope of the land contributes to the amount of runoff or infiltration as the case may be. Empirical relations between the slope gradient and the infiltration capacity indicate a clear correlation between the two.